Today, I want to talk to you again about online publishing and specifically about choosing a book topic or a niche to publish your first book in. So why is it important to pick a good category or a title for your book? If you think about it, if you want to make money from online publishing, you really need to find a topic that sells, that people are interested in buying books for. If people aren't interested in the book topic that you choose, no one's going to buy your book and you're not going to make any money. Or you may make some money, but not as much as you'd like. So a key part of the online publishing business process is to research and find great niches for your books. I believe the best way to start is to grab a pen and paper, sit down, take a quiet moment, and just put down on that piece of paper all of the things you can think of that interest you. So think of your hobbies, things that you like to do in your spare time, perhaps sporting activities. What are you passionate about? What are the things that you can't stop talking about when you meet up with your friends and you feel that you could just talk about it for hours? Now, the reason why it's good to start with something that's interesting to you or that you've got a bit of knowledge about is because you're going to ultimately be more interested in the book that you're creating. Also, when it comes to editing the book, even if you're not doing the editing yourself, if you have knowledge about the subject, then it's going to be so much easier for you to validate what's been written in the book and check that you're happy with the content. So if you want to get started with online publishing, sit down right now, grab a pen and paper, and just list out all the things you're passionate about, your hobbies, things that excite you. So once you've got your list, I would suggest that you add even more to it. This time, think about all the things that you're an expert at or that you're really knowledgeable in. There are things, they might not necessarily be hobbies for you or things that you love, but they're things that you really know well. It might be, I don't know, how to create a master spreadsheet, how to cook the best Sunday roast, anything. Just list down the things that you feel that you've got specialist knowledge in. So the next thing to do is take your list, take it to Amazon, and we're going to have a look and see which of these book topics might be good to make money from. I would recommend when you're researching on Amazon to use Amazon.com. Even if you're not based in the USA, the reason for this is because it's such a large market, and I can honestly say that most of my books sell there. That's where I make the most amount of money, so that's where I do my research. Once you're in Amazon, set the search criteria to Kindle Store, and then in the search bar, start typing the first of your ideas. Just put in what you think you would search for if you were going to be looking for a book for that topic. Hit enter and Amazon is going to present you with the books to do with the keywords that you've just entered in the search. Now you've got a list of books that are basically your competition for that niche. What you can do is click into each of the books, and if you scroll down the page about halfway down, there's key information about the book. What you want to look for is near the bottom of that key information, you're going to see the categories that the book is listed in, and you're also going to see the book's overall ranking in the Kindle Store. These numbers are absolutely crucial to see how successful the books are. So looking at the overall ranking figure is going to give you a real clue as to how often that book sells. So as a rough guide, I've got some figures here to help you ascertain, based on the number, roughly how many sales it's getting in a 24-hour period. So to give you perspective, if you happen to stumble across a book that's in the top 1 to 10 books, then they're going to be selling anywhere between 650 to 3,000 books in a 24-hour period. Like, that's big time. If you find a book ranked around the 10 to 15,000 mark, then they're going to be making anywhere between 8 to about 10 book sales a day. That's pretty good going. Anywhere between 28,000 to 33,000, you're looking at about 4 sales a day. Then looking at, say, 33,000 to about 42,000, we're looking at about 2 book sales a day. Now don't forget, this is just on KDP, so if your book is also published as a paperback, there'll be additional sales on top of that. So when you type in your keywords at the top of the page, the things that you're looking for is first of all to make sure that there's a decent number of books that come up in Amazon. If your search only returns 3 books for those keywords, either you've hit on a goldmine that hasn't been published in yet, or chances are it's actually search terms that aren't really used that much, so best to avoid. Let's say you've put in your keywords and you've got a nice list of books on Amazon presented to you. Then you click through into the first page of each of the books and have a look at the sales rankings. What you want to be looking for is that there's at least a few books on the page where the ranking is in, let's say, up to about 40,000. This way you know that for this search category there are books that are selling and it's right for you to publish your book. One thing that I should note is these days I don't tend to research quite in this way on Amazon because I've bought a tool. That tool is called KD Spy and it's so easy to use. All I need to do is put in my search word into Amazon.com, click enter, the books load, and then I go to my KD Spy extension and all of those books will appear in the window with a listing of how much money they're making on average each month, how many sales they're making, and it also gives me a handy traffic light system for how profitable these keywords are to launch a book in and how overpopulated the niche is as well. So I'd really recommend KD Spy if you've got any extra money to spend, if you're really serious about getting into online publishing. So if you think KD Spy is something that would be useful for you to help you with your research, I've left a link along with this TV show. I would recommend that you work through at least 3 to 5 of the ideas on your list that you created of things that interest you and things that you're expert at. Do some research. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's worth it. Have a look through, like I say, pick 3 to 5 and then decide based on your findings which is going to be the best category to get started in. One thing that I would say is don't get too hung up on picking the perfect niche to start off with. What I found is eventually I was doing so much research and I just couldn't make a decision on what was a good niche to go in. I decided just to take the plunge and go for one that felt right to me. And if you're picking a topic that you're interested in and you're really wanting to give value to people in that area, then even if the numbers don't necessarily suggest massive sales or a massive market in Amazon, I think you've still got a pretty good chance of doing really well with it. None of my books are race away bestsellers, and maybe one day I will have one, but that doesn't really matter to me because the books that I've got are making money. The first book that I launched has made the money back easily and has probably returned me twice again what I paid to create the book in the first place. The other books are doing great as well. I'm making my money back. They weren't published that long ago, so I'm making my money back on them. And soon, everything that I make is just going to be pure profit. And they're going to be there. They're evergreen on Amazon. They're there to sell. So it's a great way of making passive income, as I've said many times before. So there's lots more that could be said about niche selection and choosing a title for your book. This is just a short introduction with some ideas of things you might want to do to get started. If you've got any questions on the content of this show or about online publishing or blogging or anything else for that matter, please do drop me a line, send me a message, put a comment. I'm happy to respond to all of your questions and I'd love to hear from you. And that's it for today. Until the next time, bye for now.